Om Namo Baghavathe Shri Ramanaya. Hari Om. Today we are going to continue the topic which we started in the last session, the meditation. So, one of the things about meditation is we need to understand why we are trying to meditate. Because meditation is one of the most hyped topic in this day and age, where people try to do meditation for various reasons. If somebody is angry, has the habit of getting angry, then somebody will tell them, you meditate, you learn to meditate, and through that you come out of anger. So if somebody is stressed, so for all of these reasons, people try to meditate. But the real purpose of meditation is where you will realize who you are, is what is referred to as liberation, where you come to know who you are. So that's the whole purpose of meditation. And naturally, when you meditate with that as a goal, the other benefits also will accrue, where you will become free from agitation, you will become free from stress, tension, anger, etc. So those are what you call secondary benefits. The primary benefit is for the self-knowledge, Atma Jnana. So we need to keep this in our mind, and we should be able to relate it as well. So today let's look at one of the techniques recommended by Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi. The technique, you can call it as a technique to know who you are, or a technique for meditation, because knowing who you are and meditation are not two different things, is one and the same thing. So what is this technique? He says, whatever thought comes, because when people try to meditate, they say you get a lot of thoughts, and we find it difficult to meditate because thought after thought comes. So what Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, whatever thought comes, you just ask these questions. To whom is this thought? And from where is this thought? Basically, he is trying to direct us to the very source of the thought. So again, to whom is this thought? And from where is this thought coming? To whom is this thought coming? And from where is this thought coming? Ask these two questions. Not ask somebody else, ask yourself these questions. So, what happens when you do that? Yeah, you ask this question, and what happens is you will try to answer that question. to whom is this thought, and from where is this thought coming? Definitely, when you ask a question, then naturally an answer is expected. So, you will try to answer that question from what you know. About whom? About you. Because to whom this thought is coming, from where is this thought coming? So, you will try to answer using the knowledge you have about you. So, is that all? No. So, when you answer that, it's going to be in the form of thought. So, if it is going to be in the form of thought, it's time for you to ask that question again. To whom is this thought? So, we shouldn't get hung up on the answer. Recognize the fact that the answer has come in the form of thought. And again, you have to ask the same question again about the same thought. Now that your answer has come up in a form of a thought, then you have to pose the same question with regard to those thoughts also. To whom is this thought? And from where is this thought? Then again, you will find some answer. Again, that's going to be in the form of thought. Again, it's time for you to ask the same question. To whom is this thought? And from where is this thought? So, whatever thought comes, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, ask this question. To whom is this thought? And from where is this thought coming? So, every time when a thought comes, you are going to ask this question, to whom is this thought and from where is this thought? And in the name of answering this question, you will come out with everything what you know as an answer for this. I am so and so, etc., about you and from where. Everything what you know, you will come out with them in the name of answering this question. But the interesting part is, we are not going to give any importance to the answer, but go back to the same question. Because if the answer is in the form of a thought, again it's time for you to ask the same question. To whom is this thought and from where is this thought? So, as a result of this repeated query, to whom is this thought and from where is this thought, you will start flushing out anything you can think of yourself as an answer for this question. And as you go on doing that, you will start recognizing one thing. Whatever answer I come up with, again that answer is going to get rejected by me. Why? Because I am going to ask the same question again. To whom is this thought and from where is this thought? So, when you do this process again and again, one of the things which is going to happen is, whatever the answer I come up with is not an appropriate answer. Because if I come up with an answer which is a thought, then again the same question remains, to whom that thought came. So that answer is not an appropriate answer. Because if you come up with an answer in the form of a thought, again the question arises, to whom that thought came. So then you will recognize the fact that whatever answer I come up in the name of thought is not an answer at all. When this thing dawns on you, and you also flush out everything what you know about you as an answer, then what happens is, answer for this question is should not be a thought. Because anything you will come out as an answer, anything which you will come out with a thought as an answer, you know very well that is not an answer. Once that recognition comes in, then you will stop answering that question. And do what? If any thought comes, you will ask this question, but you will not answer that question. Gradually, you will give up answering the question with another thought. This leads to silence. Because when you know that whatever answer I come up with is going to get rejected, and whatever answer I come up with is not appropriate, whatever the answer I am going to come up with is not the answer, because it's leading to the same question again. When that recognition sets in, and when you run out of ideas, then you will understand that answer to this question is not a thought, but silence. So, ask the question and also be aware the purpose of asking this question is not to come out with an answer in the form of a thought. And that understanding will lead to the silence what you are looking for. Where whatever thought comes, ask this question and quickly lead to the silence. You want to sit in for meditation, thoughts come, ask this question. After a couple of iterations, naturally you will go into the silence and try to remain there. And through this process, Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, you can find who you are. This is one of the shortest methods, but recommended by Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi for Atma Vichara. Not only we are trying to meditate, we are trying to find out who we are. So, as a result of this repeated question of to whom this thought comes and from where is this thought coming, you will learn to silence the mind. You will overcome the tendency of the mind to come up with thoughts as an answer, leading to the silence what you seek, and also the realization of who you are. The silence what you seek and the realization of who you are not two different things. It's one and the same thing, about which we may be able to reflect on another day. But this is the same thing. So the important point here in practicing this technique is remaining alert. Where when a thought comes, instead of spending time indulging in the content of the thought, that's the most important thing. Instead of spending time indulging in the content of the thought, being alert to ask this question. When a thought comes, the natural tendency is to get carried away by indulging in the content of the thought. You start thinking about it. So one thought leads to the other thought. Then all of a sudden you are lost. So the key point is to remain alert. My purpose of trying to sit in meditation is not to take a ride on the thoughts. What I am trying to do is, in this exercise, I need to remain alert to ask this question: to whom this thought and from where is this thought coming? So this alertness is important. It's just like when you have a security guard at the entrance. Now, the purpose of the security guard at the entrance is to keep a check on who is coming and who is going out. So he has to remain alert there. He should not get carried away by the people of who they are, etc. He has to be always alert. He should not start walking with them. When you start walking with them, then nobody is there at the entrance to watch the entrance. So like that, here we need to remain alert about these thoughts. So remember, we are not trying to resist the thoughts. We are not trying to suppress the thoughts. That's not what Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says in this method. You are not trying to suppress it. You are not trying to resist it. But remaining alert. Let the thought come. You are not trying to kill the thought. But when the thought comes, the work of the security guard, ask the question. Now when the security guard is at the entrance and you ask the question, who are you? From where are you coming? Like that. Here, whenever thought comes, you ask this same question: to whom and from where? And when you ask this question, then what happens is, instead of taking a ride on the thoughts, indulging in the content of the thought, what you are doing is, you are diverting your attention back to the source. Because you may not recognize the source, but you are asking questions about the source, from where it is, to whom it is. So you are trying to divert the attention to the very source rather than the content of the thought. Because the source is one. Content may be many. I am not interested in these many contents. I am interested in the source. So remaining alert, ask this question again and again. And when we do that, and when it dawns upon us that answer to this question is not another thought, and when that understanding dawns on us and it sits in our understanding, then what happens is, the tendency to take a ride on the thoughts decreases, leading to the silence, leading to the knowledge of the self. So, meditation leading to the knowledge of the self. Here, this meditation technique is a technique of Atma Vichara. When you ask the question, to whom is this and from where is this, you are asking the question about who you really are, not who you think you are. But who you think you are rejecting. So, when you engage in this, when you practice this, you can be assured of the silence and the knowledge of the self. Like this, we can find some more techniques towards Atma Vichara for meditation in Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi's teachings. Let's look at it in our next session. Hari Om. Om Namo Baghavathe Shri Ramanaya.